YouTube channel. So before I start, I would like to introduce myself first. I'm Justin May, and for today's video, I will challenge myself to don't speak Tagalog because the content of my blog is to perform or present the perform basic maintenance for our project semestral. So if you here and watching my video, don't forget to subscribe. We have 5 questions that I need to answer it properly. The first question we have, what are the different sewing tools that you have in your home? And how are you going to properly care them? The first question, I prepared short video to perform or present the different sewing tools that we have in our home and how I going to properly care them. There are the different sewing tools in our home. First, we have ruler. Ruler can be defined as a tool or device used to measure length and draw straight lines. Next, pencil. You can always draw your measurements out on your fabric with a regular pen, pencil, or marker. But if you want the freedom to only temporarily mark on your fabric using a marking pencil made for fabric is your best bet. Next, curve embroidery scissors. These are small scissors with curve at the tip which makes cutting thread when doing embroidery very easy. Next, pin cushion is a small stuffed cushion typically 3 to 5 cm across, which is used in sewing to store pins or needles, with their heads protruding to take hold or them easily. Collect them and keep them organized. Pin cushions are typically filled with stuffing to hold pins rigidly in place. Next is hand sewing needles. There are people who sew entirely by hand. If you are patient enough and you have the time, you too can sew anything with easy hand stitches. Last is small sharp fabric scissors. The small scissors are ideal for cutting small motifs for applique and for trimming and snipping seam allowances. Next question, we have present the different types of maintenance, its procedure, and its importance in the working environment. First, we have preventive maintenance. Preventive maintenance is applied by technician, teams, and managers before any breakdown or failure occurs. It aims to reduce the probability of breakdown or degradation of a piece of equipment, component, or spare part. In order to implement such maintenance, teams have to take the part's history into consideration and keep track of the past failures. They are therefore able to identify the time ranges during which a piece of equipment might break down. Next is condition-based maintenance. Is a maintenance strategy that monitors the actual condition of an asset to decide what maintenance needs to be done. Next is predictive maintenance. Predictive maintenance techniques are designed to help determine the condition of in-service equipment in order to estimate when maintenance should be performed. Next is corrective maintenance. Corrective maintenance is implemented right after a defect has been detected on a piece of equipment or production line. Its objective is to make the piece of equipment work normally again so that it can perform its assigned function. Corrective maintenance can either be planned or unplanned depending on whether or not a maintenance plan has been created. Last is predetermined maintenance. Predetermined maintenance is carried out using rulers and suggestions created by the original manufacturers. Next question. Enumerate and discuss the different parts of sewing machine and how to lubricate them. First is spool pin. Put the spool of the thread on the spool pin. Next, upper thread guide. Bring the thread up to the thread guide. Between metal disc of tension. Pull the thread between the metal disc of the tension. Thread take-off lever. Bring the thread up to the thread take-off lever and raise as it goes. Lower thread guide. Pull the thread down to the thread guide. Needle. Pull it through the lower thread guide. Next question we have, what is your ideal working environment and how are you going to make it? Elaborate. I choose sewing machine, the ideal working environment, because sewing machine is an equipment or depend working environment that needs care and cleaning. Keep it dusted and lubricated at least once a week or more often if the machine is constant use. Cleaning and oiling your sewing machine is basic maintenance that can help the machine to last longer and perform more smoothly. Last question. What do you think are the significance of studying this subject in your course? Answer it with not less than 100 words. Students arrive with a great sense of expectation and a range of emotions. What will this course be like? What am I going to learn? Is this going to be boring? As teachers, we love our content. Think that it is important and believe students will benefit from having taken our courses. Realistically, though we know that not all of our students will share this perspective. We also know that if we want our students to learn, we must somehow engage them in coursework and empower them to take responsibility for their learning. We must create conditions that promote intrinsic motivation. Whether they are taking course just because it is a requirement or because they thought it would be interesting. All students need to understand why the content of a course matters. This affects not only motivation, but also their understanding of how this course relates to other knowledge and skills.